About I'm not gonna be serving food. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just gonna be information. I was gonna do samples, but I changed my mind. Yeah, because it's gonna be outside, and I don't want to do it with the wind. Yeah. The wind is just So you want samples? It's just information. Just information. Yeah. No, you still have to call them. You still have to come out and all that stuff like that. Yeah. Mr. Summers.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
missed the meeting for the commercial kitchen. How'd that go?
It went well. There's a copy of it, a recording of it online. So if you go to the website, you can click on it and watch it. And then any input, questions, comments, thoughts, would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. No, it's over here at the old kickback back. This young lady is opening back up over there, but I was telling her about the kitchen.
Well, good,
She
because.
got a food truck.
Oh, excellent. Okay. I mean, we want as many people to participate as possible.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to be able to do is create a fee system. Okay. So we've got some people who have already are at the stage where they're almost ready to open their shared kitchen or commercial kitchen. There's some conversation about doing something at the Charles Martin Center. Okay. We're looking very seriously at taking this other side of the room, other side here, and putting something in here for members. Okay. But the idea becomes, a lot of times people are in a situation where they really can't afford to pay the fee for the use of the shared kitchen, but they might be able to pay a smaller fee for us to be able to get up, start generating some revenue, and then be able to go ahead and move into, another solution in the community. But we just really want to make sure that we're supporting the needs of the members, right? And then turning around and trying to be as collaborative with the things that are going on in the community so that the most people get the best opportunities.
Yes, I was here. Yeah, man, here's another young lady that's doing soul food and she I get per.
Oh, good, yeah, and point her to the video so that she can see, the meeting and what was discussed and that sort of thing, and then we'll be just trying to coordinate some folks to talk about how they might be able to help and those things forward. Okay, everybody, I'm going to give us until about a couple more minutes, and then we'll get started. And I'm sure a few other people will wander in, and a few others will join online. Yeah, I just left in about a half hour ago.
Stuff. I got this space. On the corner, where Luigi's is. Yeah. 3 doors down from the center. Oh, okay. I just left the flyer on there.
Oh, thank you.
The little yard looks like a little fundraiser. I accumulated too much stuff.
Yeah.
But I need to save some of it, create some cash flow and some room at the same time.
There you go.
Don't buy nothing else unless you know. I am hard. Sometimes I get rid of stuff and I'm like, and I go somewhere, I'm like, oh, I need that. I'm like, wait a minute, did I just get rid of something similar to this? I know.
so it takes a whole lot. Just go. Start over.
So is Lark Hair Studio, is Kente still, I thought he had stepped away from the business.
He did, well, not really, but kind of. He was working for the city.
Okay,
Then he had some issues and concerns,
okay.
and then he just backed it.
Oh, stepped away from the city or
Yeah,
doing both?
no, he's not doing both no more.
Okay.
Then he hurt his leg too. He had got a bad infection in his leg.
Oh, no.
And then like 2 weeks ago, he was helping me move my stuff, picked the baby up in the seat, turned around and broke his bottom of his leg.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He in a boot now, but he working. Thanks God.
Okay, it's 6:06. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm sure some folks are going to wander in or at least join online. I'm James Summers. I am the Executive Director for Project Impact and the Managing Director for our Business Development Center. So the purpose of this meeting is to give you a sense of this. We're going to kick off this program that we call CUC Rebuild. And at the center of it is a business plan competition. The purpose of this program is basically to create intentional collaboration throughout the community. So there are a ton of programs going on around the community that are designed around helping people to develop and grow their businesses. But in a lot of cases, they're operating in individual silos and they're not necessarily connected. So one of the things that we're looking to do is try to draw people together in order to be able to, one, connect the businesses with what we refer to as the influencers. And those are the individuals in the community that have access to resources, funding, different things that we might need, business services, in order to be able to get people collaborating and working together, okay? So I'll go into more detail on that in just a bit, but I'm going to start out by asking you to introduce yourselves. I'll ask the two ladies here present to introduce themselves first, and then I'll ask you the folks online, okay? So Vito, you want to start?
Yes, my name is Vita Harley. I have a for-profit business called Harley and Associates, which is real estate professional services. Then I also have a nonprofit corporation called Women Entrepreneurs Matter. We matter because we make it happen every single day. I am ready, we are ready. And also I have invented a pillow called the Personal Pocket Pillow. So I am looking at a lot of different options.
All right.
Hi, I'm LaShonda. I own a cafe. It's not a physical building, like a catering. It's called LaShonda Soul Food Cafe. It's by Vita. Get your name right first. Ms. Vita. I love it when she says her slogan. And the pocket pillow, I have it on my bed. It's wonderful. I put my phone and my remote in there, and sometimes I put snacks in there too. But and it just sits on the bed and it keeps all that stuff together.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Very good. Very good. Let's see. I have Corey online. Corey, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Corey Pringle, and I'm the owner of Faith Hustle Media Group, and I'll be working with Project Impact on creating the videos for the business plan competition.
Demaya? Ms. Miller? Nope. Okay. Joseph, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joseph Luton. I am the president and co-founder of Important Joe's Ethiopian Coffee. My wife and I, we started our business roughly almost 2 years ago. In October, it'll be 2 years. Sorry I can't be there with you all today. I'm actually on the road, but I'm happy to be a part of the Project Impact and the CUC and to provide some insight. Hello, everyone.
Very good. Let's see. Coach King.
Hi, I'm Zane. This is Aiden. We're the co-founders of Couch Kings, a used furniture company.
Okay. Ms. Miller, the mayor?
Hi, I'm Mia Miller. I'm a business student at Ivy Tech, trying to create a members only delivery service business with the use of a shared kitchen. I'm in the infancy of starting a business because I'm still in school. I'm a little bit nervous about everything, but it's nice to meet everyone.
Good. Bill?
Hi, everyone. My name is Bill Bowen. I'm going to be helping out James and everyone here. I hope I can help you with your business plans and your endeavors. I have about a 30-year career in restaurants, everything from managing a delivery-only pizza place to full service, full menu with full bar, catering. My last one, the business that I owned last was a deli that we did catering, and it was deli and pizza, homemade soups, big salad bar, seated about 75 people. And then I shifted gears and went back to school and got a degree in business and technology. And also, so I also have a mobile app that I think we're going to be able to use throughout the process to keep people engaged and to communicate and to engage the community about all the wonderful plans that you folks will be developing.
Very good. Yolanda?
Yes. So my name is Yolanda Suggs, and I am a licensed Zumba instructor. I've been teaching since 2014, and yeah, that's my business.
Cool. Okay, who else do we have? Charity?
Hi, I'm Charity Stowe. I'm the president of a new organization here in South Bend Trade Works. We are an organization focused, a nonprofit organization focused on salvaging old building materials, historic preservation through the reuse of old building materials, and training people in historic trades work. So we are looking for a space to open our salvage shop with all the materials that we've been salvaging. And I'm looking forward to being a part of this process with Project Impact. Thanks.
Cool. Okay, so did I miss anybody? Don't think so. Okay, just to give you a little bit of background, Project Impact, nonprofit organization in the community since I think about 2006. Actually even before then, but that's when the nonprofit was, the 501c3 was formed. In 2018, we opened this business development center based on a study that basically said that if you were a women or minority business, that you had a lot less opportunity to be able to get access to capital than your white male counterpart. And so we've been focused in on trying to support and help small community-based businesses as much as we possibly can. All the services that we provide are free. Membership is free. We help people with everything from getting started and working through their business plan to being connected to resources in the community to even in some cases helping people figure out how to exit their business and those sorts of things. The center here is located at 809 Lincoln Way West, just west of downtown South Bend. Resources, again, are free. Computers to be able to leverage, borrow laptops, office space, a conference room that can be scheduled, meetings to be able to have workshops and those sorts of things. And we just try to be as accommodating as we possibly can. So what we're going to talk about right now is one of the big programs that we're kicking off for this year. And that is the CUC Rebuild, we refer to it. And it's, again, targeted around helping the community become intentionally collaborative. And at the heart of it is our business plan competition. And the goal here is really to bring businesses like yourselves together with influencers in the community that have access to the resources that we need, to business service providers in order to be able to partner maybe with businesses and potentially show how they might be able to support and add services. The hook in it is a competition, and that's what we're basically to talk about right now. And the first prize for the winning business plan is a year of rent and utilities paid in full. So hopefully that would help the winner turn around and free up some cash flow in order to be able to do other things and work within the business. And would also provide an opportunity for businesses in the community that rent space to be able to identify great businesses that they might be able to work with. The other benefit that's happened when we've done this in other communities is that businesses wind up meeting resources throughout the community that are absolutely invaluable to them. So I'm going to do a quick screen share, if I can make this work right, and show you, I think that's it. What we basically got on our website that tries to explain and share this with you. Can everybody see my screen? Bill, are you able to see the screen here? Hello. Anybody out there can see the screen? Okay, am I back? Okay, am I back? Did I lose everybody for a minute?
We can hear you.
Okay, were you able to see my screen?
No.
Okay, let me try this again, okay? Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great, okay. Gotta love technology, right? It's wonderful until it doesn't work. Okay, so basically, here's how this works, okay? And I'm gonna need to update this file. We are, again, the hook is a business plan competition with the first prize of a year of rent and utilities paid in full. Second prize is 6 months, and third prize, I think, is 3 months. Again, our goal is to really try to connect individuals together. So we're going to start out with, it basically says 2 days, but it's going to be a series of workshops where we're actually talking through the components of a business plan and sharing it with one another. Now, here at the center, the tools I use for the most part are the business plan, the business model canvas by a company called Strategizer. What it does is it has key areas that you need to think about when you're putting together a business and you're thinking it through. And then we relate those to the topics that you generally have in a good business plan. So the areas that get covered are customer segments, customer relationships, channels, as in markets, value proposition, key activities, key resources, key partners, cost structure, and revenue streams. And what we're going to do is we will talk about 2 of those topics each week in a Zoom and meeting, and people are able to participate as they see fit. Now, what happens is there's a discussion about how do we think in terms of identifying our customer segments. And then you can talk about the way you're doing it in your business, or the ways that you hear from others in terms of how they're doing it to better inform your plan. The goal is for you to be thinking in terms of, here's how my business plan is structured, here's how I'm going about this, here's how I'm planning it, And you may be meeting people in the room here that can actually help you with some of the components in it. So for example, as you're thinking through your customer segments, one of the influencers in the room may be Lou Pierce, who owns Big Idea Studio, a marketing and advertising agency here in town. And I mentioned Lou because he had indicated that he will participate and he wants to help. Well, he might be able to give you some ideas in terms of the way they work with identifying their customer segments and how they do things in terms of building those relationships. You might be looking at someone who's here from PNC Bank or Notre Dame Federal Credit Union or TCU or Centir. I mentioned those because all of them said that they would participate. They may be able to help you with the financial pieces and how you're putting together your cost structure and those sorts of things in your plan. So the idea is for us to be able to be having conversations and discussions that are helping you strengthen your business strategy, possibly introducing you to resources and ideas you have never come in contact with before, but also building those relationships that will help you, I think, reinforce and strengthen your plan overall. Any questions about that at this particular point? Okay. So the key becomes like, okay, so who can participate in this? And the short answer is anyone who wants to be a part of the vibrant, intentional collaboration that we want to have happen in this community. If you have a business, whether you've been in business or you're just getting started, you're welcome to participate, okay? The fee to actually be in the competition is going to be $100, and it'll be due 1 week prior to the judging. That does not stop you from participating in the workshops that lead up to it. You may turn around and decide, you know what, I don't want to do that. Or you may very well decide that, you know what, I think I've got a good shot at it and I really want to participate. But the whole point is really very much for us to be collaborating and working together. So there'll be sponsors, there'll be donors, there'll be mentors, there'll be coaches that have access to the list of participants. And to the extent that you want to share them, your plans, they will help with judging the winners, but they'll also be helping in terms of being able to help you think through and answer questions that you might have that you think will strengthen your business. Also, in terms of possibly introducing you to other resources that are available in the community that you might not have been aware of. That's a big part of what's in it for you. Okay, because I would think that the ability to be able to connect with new resources, to be able to build on all of this, to be able to meet these people, to be able to strengthen my plan, to be able to actually hone in and see how we might be able to be more effective would be absolutely valuable. But in addition to that, to be able to possibly win a year worth of rent and utilities. And I have to admit, I have to cap it at $20,000. But that freeing up that much capital could be very helpful for most startup businesses. So any comments at this particular point?
I think the $100 is a very reasonable price to be entered into the contest. So thank you for making it affordable.
Question, go ahead.
I didn't really read the website, but when is the deadline?
Well, we're still laying out the complete schedule, but the expectation right now is we'll kick off a week from today and we will run for 11 weeks. And then we'll extend it a little bit if we feel we need to. But that's approximately it. And within the next week or so, I should be more finalized on the actual final agenda for each of the meetings and the actual dates that are associated with it. Go ahead.
I got a question.
Yep.
Are there going to be particular specific areas in the business plan that you're going to be looking at more than others?
Well, we're going to put together the weighting system in terms of how we're going to judge, okay?
That's what I want to know, yeah.
And the key here is, and the example I give is, this is primarily a business that is going to be solving problems in the community and is going to be supporting the community.
Okay.
So if you got this brilliant Elon Musk drill through the center of the earth idea and that sort of thing, that's a wonderful thing and you can participate, but that's probably not going to be a winner. But if you have a small store that's going to turn around and address a food desert issue in a neighborhood, you got a better chance, because we're looking at solutions that are focused in on the community and basically helping to solve problems in our community.
I got one more question.
Yep.
Okay, you say pay rent, so would they already have to have a building?
No, you do not have to already have a building. Okay, and one of the key things is I'm hoping that we're going to have a number of our community developers, businesses participating. Okay, so my hand bowl and the Sibley Center, okay, David Buggs, the Nexus Center,
Right.
Okay, Mike Keene with the Baker Building,
Right.
you know, Consuela and her office spaces, Kim and her spaces, the Beacon. In the community, a number of them that can all participate and possibly be places that you, as your business, may decide, this is the perfect place for me. Okay.
All right.
Any other questions out there online?
Yes, I was wondering, so what does dispensation of funds look like for the winter, or do you like them for 20 days, or do you just pay the rent, or do we have any determination pertaining to location?
Okay, Joe, ask your question again. I'm having a hard time hearing.
I'm sorry. Okay, so it's a two-pronged question, forgive me. Is there any determination amongst the winner of the contest to be able to choose their own location if they choose not to work within the selected or identified or just mentioned locations? And also, what does dispensation of funds for said winner look like?
So the way we're identifying it now, you have the opportunity to select where your location is, okay? Like I said, there is a cap. I can only go up to $20,000, but that'll be the location, okay? I mean, you pick your location.
Okay.
Project Impact will turn around and pay your utilities to that location, your rent and your utilities.
Okay, fabulous. And is there an expiration date, like, or is there a certain allotted amount of time that we have to actually like find the location, or, you know, is it like a year, 2 years?
No,
We need to exercise a good question.
Yeah, that is a very good question. Right now, our expectation is that the way we have been thinking about it has been that when we announce the winner, you will probably have already identified the location that you feel is best for your business.
Okay.
If you have not at that point, I think probably a reasonable amount of time would be to allow the winner 90 days to be able to find their place.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Now, also, could you elaborate a little bit more on the structure of these sessions that you spoke of, and are they one-on-one sessions with the participants, or are they group-wide? Because I'm certain some different businesses might have, you know, confidential and information, you know, that might be highly sensitive.
Yeah. What we're going to have is workshops that cover the individual topics in general of the business model canvas topics of that particular evening, okay? Then we will turn around and there will be general discussion. So you as an individual business will share what you feel comfortable with sharing. Then you can turn around and partner with you may turn around and there's a representative from a financial institution that you want to work with more closely and talk to, right? Then you would work with that person individually, offline, separately, so that you can keep your information as confidential as you feel comfortable. Make sense?
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Question, Vita?
Think about what you've got. I think he makes a good point though, on the timing of the business.
Yeah, speak up so they can.
Well, I was gonna let you repeat the question.
Okay.
Is, what would be the situation if, I mean, does this have to be a business either ready to launch? I mean, it's not a business plan concept that.
Oh, you're saying, so it might be a longer time?
Well, I think to Joe's point
Mm-hmm.
is, what if I have the idea that I have an idea for a business and I put a business plan together and it meets all the criteria, but I haven't launched.
And I haven't launched, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, then
launched.
we're gonna turn around and we'll take that on an individual basis in terms of what's reasonable in order to be able to do it. The funds will be allocated in order to be able to cover it, so then we can do it.
My question.
Okay, the question here was what if I have a business that I have a business plan concept, I'm not ready to launch, but I win the competition, but now I'm going to launch in a future date. How would we handle that? And the answer basically is that if you win, then we will turn around and we have the funds allocated to be able to pay for this. So we'll work with you in terms of when your launch date is, and then we would turn around and cover it at that point. So I think that would be a fair way to be able to handle it.
Well, I thought that was a great question.
No, it's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. Yeah, question, Peter?
So is all of the meetings is mandatory?
No, the meetings are not mandatory. I know, Bill, I know you're gonna be mad at me for that, but I feel this needs to be as flexible and easy for you, and it should fit with your stage of your business, okay, and the way that you're working with it. Any other questions online there?
I'm thinking.
While you're thinking about it, one of the key things that I think is extremely important about this is we want the community to be able to vote and have a voice in terms of what business gets selected, okay? So that is, I think, one of the most important pieces, because again, I drink my own Kool-Aid, okay? So I look at this in terms of customer segments. And so my customer segments that I looked at for the competition is what we refer to as influencers. So those are business service providers. So it could be financial institutions, it could be non-traditional lenders, it could be insurance companies, it could be accountants, it could be anything, any businesses that are providing services for businesses would be identified also as influencers, okay? So the idea there basically is we'll have those influencers, and I had lunch with Mike Morris. If any of you know Mike, Mike has the entrepreneurship program at the University of Notre Dame. Mike is going to be one of the influencers who will participate in terms of helping to provide guidance and support. Then we've got, just others like that, okay? So trying to give you a picture of that. Another customer segment is you, the businesses that might participate and want to be a part of the competition, okay? And then the third customer segment, as far as I'm concerned, is the community, the people in the community. And I really want the people in the community to have a voice, because it's one thing for us to be sitting back and saying, that's a really cool business, this is the plan, and they win, and then no one in the community really wants to do business with them. That's dumb. But to be able to have people in the community turn around and say, that's an amazing business, I would shop there, or I would go there in a heartbeat. That's got to be one of the strongest things that helps determine who's going to be winning in this competition. So having said that, Bill, can I ask you to share a little bit about the geolocation app that will be used to help in this process of helping community be involved?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
So usually I would, at this point, share my screen and actually show everybody the app, but given the heavy use of the technology here, I think it might crash again. So I'm not going to do that tonight. But so what we have is that we've developed over the last 3 or 4 years is an app that can deliver content to the user based on where they are. So when you go to a different city, you see a different list of content. You may see different categories ranging from restaurants to events to museums to historic tours. It's just all depends on what's in that community, what's in the area. We've used it for some different things. For example, last fall, we used it for a very similar competition, a business plan. It was more of a pitch competition. It was a business plan in Racine, Wisconsin, where they had a pitch competition, and we used it to get some community input. Voting can be done through the app, as well as we created information for each of the participants right in the app. And then users of the app could see what they were doing. And so the content we can deliver is, what's different about it is, number one, it's location based. Number two, we can deliver text and images like anything else, but we can also deliver audio and video. And that can change based on where you are. So I use the example of a historic tour because people are familiar with that. Say you're walking along the sidewalk and you come upon a historic church. Our app can actually ping you and say, you've discovered this historic site. Tap here to learn more about it. And so we can take that basic structure and apply it to a new business of any type. And it can describe your business. You can put a video in there of what your business is about. You could give your own kind of sales pitch right in the app and people will be able to see it. So there's several ways that we're going to use it. Is for voting, is for engaging the community with your ideas, as well as there's some internal things. There's a whole friends system and messaging system that all the participants can use to collaborate between themselves, to ask questions, and to do other things with it during the week in between the sessions. I think that pretty well summed it up. James?
Yeah, thank you. So as we go through the weeks, more information, and we'll coach people in terms of how to be able to use the app and how they can use it to promote their businesses. Yeah,
Is he gonna tell us what the app is?
yeah, we'll make the app available to you. Okay.
That guy's register open already right now.
The app is called Strive On. Okay. But we'll make sure that in the next week or so that you've got an absolute connection to it, and then we'll make sure that we allow time in order for everyone to understand how to be able to use it and how to be able to invite friends, family, and everybody you know in order to be able to vote for your business, but also how to be able to use it to be able to promote and tell your story so that you can get people in the community excited about your business. Okay? Questions?
I have a PowerPoint presentation that I've been working on in school about VMEAs, and I just wanted to know when would be a good time to present that to you?
Oh, okay. Well, shoot me an email and we can just set a date.
Okay.
I think right now, I think Friday is relatively open for me, but I'll have to get a calendar on it. But shoot me an email. We'll schedule that.
Okay.
Now, if any of you are out there working with the Spark program or with like Mike Morris's program or any other organizations that are helping you develop and mentoring your business, invite them to participate so that they can be a part and use this in order to be able to help you along. The other thing too is that there's a bunch of us out there that are doing a variety of different things. I use the strategizer tools pretty much because I'm extremely familiar with them. I've used them over the years. they've worked really well for me and a number of businesses, but everybody doesn't use that. So the point becomes, let's leverage the resources that are available to us in the community. Let's draw people together in order to be able to work on some things. I've seen this happen in other communities where people have turned around and now you're entrepreneurs seeing other entrepreneurs, and you guys start turning around and talking to each other and sharing ideas and helping get past problems that you've already experienced that another person might not yet have experienced. You also might know some people who have turned around and been amazing resources and mentors for you, and then they'll turn around and support you. My friends at the Rotary Club have been extremely helpful in terms of being resources for members of the center who have come through that need some advice and guidance for some particular aspects of their business. Be willing to ask the question. Be willing to ask for the support, and we'll go out of our way to try to provide that. We want this to be fun. We want this to be exciting, and we want this to become an annual event. So what'll happen when we complete this, okay, we will announce the winners probably September, October, right? And funds will be allocated as appropriate to the winners. And we'll have a celebration. We'll have fun. I like to party, okay? Then we'll turn around and at the King Day celebration in January, we will announce the winner and share and allow the winner to be able to tell a little bit about how the event has gone for them, how this has impacted their business. And then during the course of the day, the other participants will be able to share their stories in terms of what's happened, how it worked for them, and that sort of a thing. And then we'll launch round two. And our expectation is we'll want to be able to do this again and again throughout the community. Some people have said to me, you know, well, what about other organizations that imitate it and do a competition of their own? I think that would be wonderful, because I just think that all that will do is make South Bend in our area, the Michiana area, that much of a better place for anyone who's launching a business, developing and growing a business. And that's the whole point of what we're trying to really accomplish. Do I sound like Pollyanna? I've already been told I'm a nutcase for doing this. I've already been told that I shouldn't be trying to do this. I've already been told that I should be putting fees and numbers and things on that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in us working together and finding better and better ways for us to build community and work with one another in order for us to be able to grow our business.
I need you at my meeting on the
Mr. Summers, would you be interested in also possibly collaborating with the Idea Center on this as well?
I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm sorry, say it again.
I said, would you be interested in possibly collaborating with the Idea Center as well on this project?
Oh, absolutely. If they're interested, we're interested.
All right, cool beans. I can make that happen.
Yeah, I've worked with them before. I was on the board when they launched the first one.
Fabulous.
Okay.
The McCloskey contest?
Yeah, well, I've been involved with the McCloskey. I've been with Idea Week, and the different things that have been associated with that. Yeah, we've been around a long time. Okay, any questions from anybody?
When can we start?
Hey, let's start now, okay? But we're actually going to have our first actual meeting where I'm trying to bring some of the influencers together and participants together a week from this evening.
Have you recorded this?
Yes, we can. And then we'll just steadily go from there. We'll try to make sure that the sessions are recorded, the information, so that those who don't get an opportunity to attend can watch them and they can participate. The whole thing becomes a matter of, let's just keep talking to each other. Let's just build this thing out. Let's try to make it as interactive and fun as possible. There will be Bill is kind of designing this, some prizes and awards that happen to individuals along the way, just so that there's some fun interaction in the process. But the key becomes, how do we turn around and help you have the best business you possibly can have? And how do we help you have an opportunity to free up some resources that you would have spent on rent and utilities and now spend them on other ways to grow your business? Is that good?
It's fantastic.
So please tell my wife I'm not insane. Please, please spread the word and encourage others to at least consider and participate. You'll be hearing a lot about this through media and other things. Corey and his business are going to be helping us share the word with that, and others are working with us in order to be able to make sure that that we're trying to get as much information as we possibly can.
Hey, James.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Hardy.
Yes, Hardy.
Well, one thing about the business plan is I know that it can be difficult and boring and all kinds of other things, putting together a business plan on paper. But I can tell you that actually running a business is a lot more difficult than putting a business plan together. And if you can't actually get a plan put together that actually works and is profitable in your projections, you can't do it on paper. It's not likely that it's going to actually work in reality. And so I think, yeah, so putting a business plan together, and it also gives you the advantage of you can, if you see the mistakes that you're making on paper, then you can avoid them in reality if you choose to. So I think it's an exceptional.
I agree with that 100%. Peter?
Yeah, I understand what he's saying too, because as entrepreneurs, we are big thinkers. So we may be working on 3 or 4 or 5 different things. And the biggest part of putting a business plan together is getting a clarity, really honing it in to exactly what it is that you want to do.
Yeah. Yes. Well, for me, it's one of those things. I'm one of those people that I got 1,000 things running through my head all the time. So, and I'm always tempted to go chase after the next shiny object. So something new pops up, I go chasing after that, and I don't stay focused on what I need to do. A plan for me allows me to be able to think about what my next steps are going to be, logically thought through it. Who do I need to talk to? What are my things are going to be? And then it allows me to be able to validate my assumptions, right? I thought this was going to work. I thought, oh, you're going to love this, right? And nobody loved it but me. Well, now all of a sudden I start to understand some things, okay? It just happens, right? So for me, and even with the tools that I use, they're just ways for me to organize my thoughts. And again, it's a living document. It's a tool that I use to be able to keep moving from day to day. It's also a tool that helps me a lot of times when I'm tired, I'm cranky, and I don't want to do nothing next, but I got something on the list that I can just do. That's action that'll just keep me moving forward.
Yeah, and also a business plan is like, it's one of the ways to sharpen the saw.
Yep.
You know, sometimes people are cutting wood and they're so busy cutting that they don't take time to sharpen the saw. But if they actually take the time to sharpen the saw, cutting the wood will be a whole lot easier and you can get it done a lot faster.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so questions, comments?
Oh, yes, sir. This plan, 5 years, 10 years, 20-year plan, like, what are you guys wanting us to identify?
Oh, probably just 3 years, you know? I mean, anything beyond that is like, okay, so pretend like I got a crystal ball, right? The only thing I can tell you about a business plan, I tell this to people all the time, the only thing I can tell you about the business plan is I guarantee that the business will not go that way, okay? The reality of the situation is the plan provides you structure so that when things don't go according to plan, you understand how to recognize it early and adapt. That's fundamentally how you use your tool as a business plan, because it's a living document, okay?
Let me add a couple of things, James.
Yep.
So yeah, everything that's been said is great. And there's a lot of good reasons for using a business plan. Personally, I've done it both ways. I've entered businesses with a plan, and I've entered businesses without a plan. And let me tell you, much easier with a plan. The last one I had, I mentioned about my deli that had, you know, pizza and homemade soups and salads and stuff. I had a real solid plan when I bought an existing business that was losing money, and I had a plan to turn it around. Fortunately had a successful business before that, so the bank was willing to lend me some money. Typically what a traditional bank, if you go that route, they want to see a 3-year projection. So James was absolutely right. They'll ask for, you know, year 1, year 2, and year 3, and they want to see, of course, they want to see growth in your projections. But aside from the bank, those projections are good for you to follow as well, so you can kind of gauge how you're doing according to what your plan was and how you're following your plan and is it working out, right? So that's one kind of gauge to help you measure that. But doing it with a plan, so this business was losing money when I bought it, and I had this 2-year plan to turn it around. But because my plan was good and solid and I followed it, I ended up completing everything on the plan within the first 6 months and was making a profit.
Yeah.
That's the value of having a plan. Another time I did it without a plan. I had a partner who, he had an existing restaurant. We wanted to open a second location, so I went in as a partner in a second location, and that was kind of a fly-by-night operation. And I'll tell you, it was a struggle. We did it. I spent 3 months remodeling a place, did a lot of work myself. And then when we got ready to open, we started in June, we got ready to open at the beginning of October, and there was no plan. I said, well, how, you know, we got to start hiring some employees, right? And can we bring them to your existing restaurant? Let's train them there. Well, he didn't want to do that. So we ended up with one employee coming from his restaurant to the new location to train everybody there. And so I had one person from his place for 2 weeks, and that was it. So there was, like I said, without the plan, we just were kind of throwing it together and hoping it worked, which it did, because I worked 100 hours the first week, 100 hours the second week, 90 hours the third week. You know, by end of 3 months, I finally got down to about 60 hours, which is more normal for a restaurant. So, like I say, with a plan, without a plan, it's much better with a plan.
I had lunch with Mike Morris today, and Mike has the entrepreneurship program boot camp with University of Notre Dame. And Mike just said to me, James, I tell people, don't wait on the plan right away, just get going. And that's fine. Everybody's got their own ways, but we're looking at trying to help people have some structure, because the way we do it at the CUC is we encourage you to have a plan, execute the plan, move forward. And but we welcome input from everybody in the community who's giving advice and guidance in order for you to be able to put something together that's going to help you grow your business. We just want to see the community grow and prosper. Okay? If there are no other questions, I think we're done. Anything, everybody? Okay.
Thank you.
Mia,
Okay.
You're gonna get in touch with me so that we can plan your meeting with you, right?
Yes, please. Yep.
And anybody else, if you want to talk with me, if you think about questions later, go to our website, shoot us some information, or you got our email, shoot us questions, comments, any suggestions. I welcome them. And then I'll send out information about our next meeting, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, God bless all of you. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Good
All right,
night.
thank you. Good night. God bless.